Hey guys, what's up? It's Solo, and today we are back here, of course, on Destiny. We're going to be talking about a theory today, one that is going to discuss what may be the plot twist when it comes to Lightfall. Now, as you guys know, in Season of Plunder, we're going after artifacts, and I already made a theory that this will be Nezarec. Now, in this theory, I did mention the fact that maybe the Witness is trying to bring Nezarec back, and if he is trying to bring Nezarec back, then we need to prepare, because that means if he does have Nezarec, he now has Callus, Nezarec, Zivu Wrath, and then finally Aramis. If Aramis survives the season, there's a high chance that Aramis might not survive the season, so we don't know. But as it stands, Aramis is still an active part of the season. And that's where we're standing with the season currently. Now, as we know, these artifacts are ones of darkness that Mithrax does not like that we're going after them, because it's kind of like leading into his dark past before House of Light, which House of Light is, of course, the house that worships the Traveler and just basically does what's good for them and not, you know, the normal Eliksni ways, which is stealing, pillaging, things like that. It's more of a community and has also found a home within the last city. Now, the reason why I'm bringing all this information up is for a simple reason. In Lightfall, I predict that the last city will fall. And why I'm saying this is because, so there is a prophecy, there is a prophecy that was in Val the Disciple that says, a city besieged and the Traveler infected. And I believe we're going to see the next part of this, which I believe is a city besieged, in either this next season, so season 19, or in Lightfall. And the reason why I think it's more than likely going to be in Lightfall is because we're going to be more or less preoccupied with being on Neptune than looking at the last city. So then if the Traveler does get infected, there's no way for humanity to recover from this infection. Now, as far as other things I've heard about that may become a thing, I know people are leaning towards the rumor that the Eliksni might become light bearers, or that there's already one with how this last week's story played out. And I'll just explain it to you simply. So this last week, the whole story was you go after a captain known as Alax. Alax is a part of Aramis's crew, but when you get there, most of the crew has been demolished and we're laying dead on the floor except for Alax. Alax somehow survived. Well, you have to, as you're like walking through, somebody makes a comment. I don't remember who it was, but they're dispatching these people just like if they were one with the light, or if they had the light. And that makes you think, does somebody have the light? Because we already know that, you know, we were not the first ones chosen for the light. Actually, the Eliksni canonically had it before we did, and were given the light, and then it was taken away when the Traveler left. So is there still an Eliksni light bearer somewhere within the star system now finding out about Aramis and all this stuff, and is now showing their ugly face because they know what Aramis did? And that's the big thing about it, is we don't know a lot of it, because a lot of it's still yet to come out, with the, you know, season still only being in the 4th week, which is interesting because only being in the 4th week and we're already pretty much, like, I'm not even that far away from having the seal. Because, like, all it is catch crash on master, some treasure, some ruffians, and then first mates, the ether tank, which I actually forgot to listen to the radio message the last time, and then yeah, in about 4 more weeks, the Savior of the Seven Seas is going to be done. This with full sales, I'm not sure. I think it should be done by then. But we also had the rumor that there will be a community event and then a bunch of other things after we get to a certain point in the season. So we're still waiting on that. We know Master King's Fall comes out. And guys, I'm going to be the first to say it. I don't care that the ornaments from Age of Triumph for Destiny 1 aren't coming back. Because A, they weren't a part of the original King's Fall to begin with. And B, they were there to celebrate the ending of Destiny 1. And to bring them back would kind of basically make it be like, oh yeah, we reset all your armor just to give you back the same thing you had when you left. You know. Either way, back with the theory, since people like to comment about me babbling a lot. So with the theory also comes the reality of, if the tower does get destroyed, where are we gonna go? So we've had places like the farm before, but the farm was only like our home for what, maybe like 2-3 missions, and then we came back and got the new tower. But a good thing that could happen from us losing the tower could be what's known as the Fall of Light, or aka Lightfall, which will be the removal of the power system in Destiny, making it easier to be able to play things without having to max up all your power score and everything across the board. Now, for someone like me, that's not a problem because, well, I'm only like 2 ticks off of being at the pinnacle cap, but still, I think it would be a better idea to do that so then people can get into like raids and stuff like that without there being stupid level like pinnacle cap raid people, you know. But it would be a good time to put that in, because with the Fall of Power, we could also have the Fall of the Traveler, which would be the reason for the Fall of Power level, is that the Traveler, which supplies us with our power level through the light, would fall, so then the only level we would be getting is from the artifact, because the artifact isn't tied to the Traveler. Which, I know that's a crazy theory, but also it makes sense, especially with how they were talking about how they wanted to go back and like relook at a lot of strikes and everything, and of course they wanted ways for us to play the game that aren't just the same thing. And I'd really like them to go through and revamp a lot of reward tracks, especially for, you know, playlist activities. I'm like 99% sure at this point, like, I don't want to do playlist activities because I'm at pinnacle cap, so that means after I get those 2 armor pieces to 1580, I'm basically done grinding out armor pieces unless I want to infuse something else. And I don't know, the armor for each one doesn't really, I guess, persuade me to get it. Like, I had the Viper Dex, but I don't know, just the aesthetic for all 3 pieces of armor kind of suck. So I'm hoping with the fall of whatever is to fall, whether that be the Traveler, the Last City, I'm hoping that they go, okay, so now that all that's out of the way, we're just going to just drop these armor sets. They're actually a lot better. And then give you a way to make them look cooler. I don't know. I feel like that would be a cool thing for them to add. Especially given the fact that, like, some of their shaders to come out. I mean, look at the... Hold up. Let me show you a close look at the shader that's in the Bright Dust shop right now. This is a, like, wooden texture on the shader. Whoever at Bungie did this, grade A job. Look at this. Like, just look at that shader. Just looks sick. I wonder, can I put it on my gun and make my gun look like wood? And not as much as I'd like. Anyway. But that's the big thing, is I feel like definitely the fall of the power system would coincide with the fall of both either the Traveler or the Last City, which I theorize is going to be in Lightfall, just because I feel like something is going to take our attention away from the Last City, aka us trying to follow Callus and the Witness to Neptune for whatever reason we're following them there. And then all of a sudden, as we're doing that, the Witness has a plan to just take out the Traveler while we're gone. Because you figure Neptune's probably quite a trek away from the tower and the Last City, and it'd take us a bit to get back. And this could also lead us into what I like to call the out-of-system experience. So if you guys don't know, there is a place in Destiny known by the community as the Galaxy Pools, and it was an area that's by, like, inside of what's known as the Dark Forest, which, for those of you who never played the Red War, the Dark Forest was where you went to find the Shard of the Traveler, and in that Dark Forest is, like, where it was located, but also there was another box that you could get into if you, of course, glitched out of the map, that would take you to another area outside of, like, the map, known as Galaxy Pools, which is a big pool with a galaxy skybox around it. Now, with that being said, I feel like the Galaxy Pools might be where Destiny is heading for the final shape. And the reason I say that is because in the final shape, I feel like something's going to happen and we're going to get teleported to the Galaxy Pools, and the Galaxy Pools are going to be in a different solar system. Because if we recall back to Two Truths, Two Lies, there was the one about our destiny not being in this solar system. Now, I don't think anything's been confirmed quite yet about certain things. I know some of the Two Truths, Two Lies has been confirmed. I believe there was something about Neptune or something on one of them. But it's interesting to see how this is playing out, because some of those did actually, like, have some scary things. Like, for example, the Taken King will rise again. If the Taken King rises again, I might be scared, because you figure he was pretty, you know, big and bad when we fought him the first time. Imagine him now. Like, imagine him with, like, a power boost to be above where Savathun was. Like, that would just be insane. But either way, all this I feel like is going to be triggered by the collapse of the Last City or the Traveler. And who's going to bring about that collapse? Well, none other than Callus, Harbinger of the Second Collapse. And why would this happen? Why would Bungie do this? Easy. Because for years now, people have always said, hey, Bungie, you should make it so then the Guardians lose. Well, the first time we lost, like, just flat out lost, was during the Dreaming City, where Savathun basically played us like a fiddle. And we thought, oh yeah, we're gonna go do this raid and free the Dreaming City. Well, as soon as Riven died, the Curse Weeks started. And then Savathun was gaining power. And so, as we kept going, more and more things that we did basically kept screwing us over. Like, for example, in Season of the Haunted, when Duality came out, we thought, oh, hey, with Duality coming out, maybe if we do this, this will weaken Callus's mind. Well, in reality, we literally severed his ties to the last things holding him back from becoming a part of the Witness's army and being a disciple, which was Keitel. His memory of Keitel, and basically not wanting to leave her behind for being a disciple was the one thing holding him back from being one. But then we severed that memory in Duality when we went to do it. So now he's a disciple, and he has nothing holding him back, including his daughter, who is on our side now. But also, we have some other ones like Aramis, who we may have defeated in Beyond Light, but who is now recruited by the Witness to find these artifacts, who, like I theorize, contain parts of Netherrack. There's also other things like Savathun being lied to by the darkness, and then us basically helping her get the light for the first time. And that's the thing, is we've been on a path of like Guardians losing on a losing streak technically since Forsaken came out. It all basically started with Cade. When Cade died, Guardians started going on a losing streak. Because every time we kill something that we believe to be a god, we were just adding and adding and adding to the list of reasons why the darkness is so high in power or has so many reinforcements. It's insane. Because, like, when we teamed up with Kaido, that made it so then the rogue scions who aren't with Kaido anymore, you know, decide to act up, who are now presumably a part of the darkness. So, with all that being said, that means we're basically at the point of this saga is coming to an end. We don't know if it's going to be a happy end or a sad end. We don't know. We do have premonitions of another saga that ended pretty badly from the eyes of the Exo Stranger. But, as far as we know, we're in a different timeline. Also, double animated shader. Let's go. But, you know, as far as we know, we're in a different timeline. Because in that timeline, Eris Morn betrayed us back in Beyond Light. And the Drifter, at this point in the story, was dead. Because he tried to put himself into an Exo after things hit the fan. And then also Anna Bray ended up betraying everyone as well. But the thing that may still happen is we may still get betrayed by someone. Who that will be, I don't know. I couldn't tell you with definitive proof or reasoning that any one of them may betray us. There are some people who I feel like are going to do some foolish things. Ido, in this season, for example, I feel like is going to do something like Crow did in the season of, what are they called? Season of the Risen, where he basically shut off the Scion and led to the whole Valis Forge thing. I feel like Ido's gonna do that, but she's gonna do that by... I feel like she's gonna talk to Aramis about Misrax. And that's how we're gonna learn what exactly Misrax did that Rakkus, aka Spider, knows about. Which, if you guys didn't read the lore for this time around, we do know that a pyramid opened to the Eliksni at some point. But from the sounds of it, it was the mother of Misrax that found the pyramid, and her house that found it. And she was also looking after, of course, Rakkus and I think it was it was Sepix. It was Rakkus and Sepix. Which, if you guys don't know what happens to Sepix, who boy. I'm pretty sure he is the guy from Wrath of the Machine. But don't quote me on that one. There has been a lot of fallen. But yeah. It's insane to think about. But I feel like definitely this season's going to start making the whole thing come to a head, and then when we hit season 19, we're gonna hit a breaking point of, oh hey, this is happening, you guys need to go to Neptune. And then as we're on Neptune for Lightfall, boom, tower gone, Last city gone. All of it destroyed. And why do I say this? Because I feel like Bungie have been listening to people say that they need to make the Guardians lose on a higher scale, so that's what they're going to do. We're going to lose the tower again. I don't think it'll be like a weapon reset or anything like that. I feel like it'll just be like a power reset where power weapons aren't, or weapons and armor aren't dictated by power score anymore. But anyway, I know I babble on a lot, but that's basically my theory for Lightfall and what is going to lead into it. If you guys did enjoy, hit that like button, comment down below. What do you think personally is going to happen in Lightfall? Let me know. And guys, don't forget to subscribe, turn on post notifications so you never miss a video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.